All right, so I had Keith Thurman winning this fight. I scored the fight 8-4, but rounds it was either round 4 or round 5. I was going to score it even for one of those rounds. So either 7-4-1 or 8-4 Keith Thurman. I definitely had him winning this fight. There was a lot of those rounds that were competitively fought, but I thought Thurman did enough. He showed versatility in his fight. He stood and traded with Danny in certain spots, and then he was moving. Towards the end of the fight, though, man, I know his corner was telling him to play it safe and just go out there and be smart. Usually for a guy that likes to move, that means move, use your jab, get in and out, don't trade, keep your hands up. And when he was doing that, he was kind of coasting. I was like, man, we really don't know what these judges have. You know what I mean? But so I thought that he was kind of playing with fire, trying to just stick and move, not knowing what they had on the scorecard. Because when they read off split decision, I was like, man, they probably gonna get this shit to Danny because we know Danny has got a few shaky decisions before. But he fought hard in this fight, man. And Danny's defense, and they said this on the when they were doing the commentary that his defense is underrated. He did a good job, because he is a guy that isn't known for his footwork. He doesn't have the quickest feet compared to some of the other welterweights. But one thing that he does is he can slip and roll under punches. So when he is stationary, he can still move his head. He had to be the aggressor a few times in this fight when Thurman was on the back foot. He did a good job of sticking and moving. Thurman was on point tonight. I like that he mixed it up, and there's a few rounds during the fight where the crowd was kind of booing a little bit because Thurman wasn't engaging, and he just made it into his type of fight. He was sticking and moving. He wasn't necessarily hurting Danny, but he was just scoring points and moving. I thought Danny should have committed to the body a little bit more from round one during the fight, and that possibly could have slowed Thurman down, but he was hard to catch. He was hard to really cut the ring off on. And he would step in and, with uppercuts and hooks, and he was catching Danny. I thought Keith was throwing his left hook pretty wide. And early on in the fight, I'm like, man, if Danny can just time him, he can come down the middle. But then when Thurman started to use his jab and double jab, that's when I thought he controlled the fight when he was fighting down the middle and throwing punches right down the middle, not trying to lead with hooks and overhand rights. But it was a damn good fight. Both of these dudes did their thing. But Keith Thurman, new unified welterweight champion. I'm out.